Ashley, do you remember your stop search powers?
Yeah, okay, so you are being detained for this search. Okay. So, if you want to see my warrant card as well, I'm more than happy to do so.
At the moment, because you stopped searching under a terrorism offence,
Yeah.
the fact that you can give him your collar number, that is all you're required to do.
Okay.
Okay?
Hi guys, what's going on? It's Big Man Audits here, the only auditor who audits the auditors. And I think I've got that right now. Anyway guys, we're at Redditch Police Station, we're with AB, and they think he's a terrorist because he's carrying something really deadly, like a camera. Let's take a look.
Hello mate, how are you?
So what are we up to?
No, just filming around. How are you?
Very good. What are you filming?
The police station.
Why?
Just matters of public interest.
The matters of public interest.
Yeah, matters of public interest, yes.
Alright, okay. What public interest? Because there is legislation under the Terrorism Act that says you really shouldn't be filming police stations.
Okay, so we're going to jump straight in. Terrorism comes out again. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We all got to run for the hills, hide, you know, all that other nonsense. Well, so far it's quite a pleasant exchange. The officer's been very pleasant. He's not been rude, not been condescending, but he has brought in terrorism. There is no legislation in any terrorist act that you should not be filming a police station, so that's completely wrong. At this particular point, I wouldn't be continuing on with the dialogue because I could see how this was going. I'd be asking for identification for both officers in this particular case, just so I had it on record who I was actually dealing with. But let's see what AB does.
What's that legislation?
Oh, unfortunately, I couldn't tell you because I'm not that
Well,
good.
then you shouldn't
But I'm just
say...
mentioning, I'm having a friendly conversation with you, that is all, sir.
Yeah, but you did mention the Terrorism Act. And that's a serious thing. That's not just,
No.
is it?
This is serious, sir.
So what's that legislation?
I can't tell you at the moment. If you want me to look it
I
up
think
for you,
you're looking for Section 43 of Terrorism Act.
thank you very much for telling
Yeah,
me.
Section 43 of Terrorism Act, you need to have a reasonable ground
Yeah.
to believe that a person
Yeah.
is either a terrorist or about to do something.
Thank you very much for educating
That's
me.
okay.
You're-
Okay, so AB is actually right. So officers have the power to stop and search a person who they reasonably suspect to be a terrorist. The purpose of the stop and search is to discover whether that person has in their possession anything which may constitute evidence that they are a terrorist. So in this particular case, offensive weapons, probably paraphernalia, stuff like that. Officers actually have the power to view digital images contained on mobile phones, cameras carried by a person under Section S43 of the Terrorism Act 2000 to discover whether the images constitute evidence that a person's involved in any terrorism. So from that sort of thing, you could probably imagine, you know, arms dealers and all sorts of other sorts of stuff as well. They've also got the power to seize and retain any article found during a search which the officer reasonably, and the word reasonably is in there again, suspects may constitute evidence that the person is a terrorist. It includes any mobile phone, cameras containing such evidence. Officers do not, and this is something I really want you to pay attention, do not have the power to delete images or destroy film at any point during the search. Deletion or destruction may only take place following seizure if there's a lawful power, such as a court order that permits the deletion. So whatever they say, they can delete it. Let's go back to AB.
Mr. or your first name, so I don't have to pick up.
You can call me AB if you
AB.
like. Yeah, you can address me that.
Fantastic, AB. Well, my name's John.
John, how are you today?
Very good, thank you. I'm just about to go through a job. Can I offer you any assistance with it?
No, John, I am perfectly fine. I literally just arrived. I was talking to my viewers.
For your viewers?
Yeah.
Oh, my favourites.
Yes, you would be.
Oh, fantastic.
So you need
How
to-
do I look for myself later?
How do you look? Well, you're fine. You're absolutely fine.
No, I don't know YouTube very well, or
Huh?
most of the video streaming services.
I never said it was YouTube. How did you know it was YouTube?
That's what most people put
I was
stuff
like,
on.
yeah, it's YouTube. Yes, it is YouTube. No, it's YouTube. No, like I said, I'm just figuring matters of public interest. People are interested in stuff like that.
Okay, so he's told the officer now, I'm filming for matters of public interest. I'm filming the police buildings. Lots of people like it and it's going on YouTube. Pretty much told him he's an auditor.
So,
Say AB. And what's your channel I need to look for?
why are you taking the information for? If you don't mind me asking.
Just so I can write it down, jog my memory if I need to later.
You're writing the time and everything, so you
Yeah.
obviously.
I need
So-
to remember what time I spoke to you.
Huh?
I need to remember what time I spoke to you.
What for?
Why not?
You're making it to a serious matter, which
No, I'm not.
it
I'm
isn't.
not. I'll write my notes down for everything.
That notepad is actually a legal matter. In court, that notepad can come into play. So you're actually trying to make a case here,
No.
and I'm not going to help you to do that.
That's fine, you don't have to help me.
I'm not going to help you incriminate me.
I'm not trying to incriminate you, I'm trying to have a chat with you. And
No,
if I need to remember
you're not
something-
having a chat. Let's be honest, you're not having a chat.
Sorry?
You're not actually having a chat. You're trying to incriminate me,
I'm chatting with you.
which is not a
I'm
very
very
nice
friendly,
thing.
Jack.
Although I'm quite.
I'm very. Have I said anything uncomfortable or horrible to you?
No, you haven't.
And have I
But
tried to be friendly and offer you assistance?
you said that.
Have I?
But you tried to incriminate me.
No, I haven't.
You're not actually interested in what I'm
I'm
doing.
very interested in what you do.
You're clearly trying to incriminate me because you got that notepad out,
If I don't write stuff down, I don't remember it.
trying to take details. You don't need to remember it. What do you need to remember it for?
Just in case.
I'm just here. I'm going to film the area. That's all it is. I just want to see how friendly you are with photographers. So far, you're doing okay.
Oh, brilliant. Thank
Yeah, I think so far you're doing okay. Hi, sir. Well, can I take your shoulder number? 21861. Thank you. Yeah. That's it, really.
you. Fantastic. We on an afternoon yet?
So it's
No, we're still in the morning. You have a fantastic
afternoon.
morning. David.
You haven't had your coffee yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
I
Not
think you,
enough anyway.
you need to go and get one. I'm going to continue my video if that's okay with you.
Can I politely ask you,
Yeah.
don't video the police station? Just politely,
For what reason?
because I'd like it if you didn't.
Well, you know, I would like it if I was 6'8" tall and was the world heavyweight champion, but it's not ever going to happen, is it? So neither is it in this particular case. Personal opinions do not matter. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean you don't have the right to do it. You can't take my rights away because you just don't like it. It's irrelevant. Although the conversation is quite pleasant at the moment, I would politely decline.
Okay.
No other reason than that.
I will
I'm not going to get into an argument.
No, I'm not going to argue. I will
You seem like a very
respectfully
reasonable person.
decline your request.
Okay.
Yeah?
fine.
Because
Should've
I am
watched the
here
video.
to do this today.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for. So, hello. How are you? Yeah, not too bad.
So, obviously, AB's had a conversation that I don't know about here, whereas here comes a bully boy. He actually admitted to being bullied at school.
Hello. AB's videoing the police station, and I'm 100% clued up on my counter-terrorism legislation to be able to.
I've told you that.
Whether I
intend to stop and search.
Well, I haven't at the moment, no. But he's got a video camera on him as well as his camera phone.
Oh, right, okay. Have you got any details?
Yeah, he hasn't provided them at the moment.
Oh, right, okay.
It's very good
Oh.
with AB.
Ah.
So this is what I said. People call me that.
How come you filmed in the
I do
police
apologise, I
station?
must have misheard you, sir.
I've already explained to him.
Okay. Do you want to explain to me or do you want John to explain to me? Yeah?
So, this gentleman has come with the intention of videoing the police station. Okay. Put massive covers into it. That's what he's told me today.
Okay.
You see there?
I'd say it's quite a boring thing to film, really.
I'm sorry?
It's quite a boring thing to film. It's not really happens.
Oh, you saying you guys are boring?
I am, yeah.
You're boring.
Very.
I better
wouldn't say
go
it's
back to
me.
John then.
Extremely boring.
I better go back to John.
I can find out the legislation if you want, John.
I'll tell you the legislation. It's a power. Do you want the legislation?
I'll do it, mate.
All right.
Give me a second, Harry. I need to have a chat to someone.
Am I detained? Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go back to my video. So I'm here today to just exercise my right to film in public, and I just want to see if Redditch Police Station respect that as well. I gathered quite a crowd within 2 minutes of arriving. So there we are.
I think this goes back, you know, AB's obviously causing a hornet's nest app. That's what all auditors tend to do. AB is actually one who's not really confrontational until they take it to the next level. There's a lot of others out there that are quite confrontational. Marty Blackborough, Ryan Rampage, they're sort of quite confrontational. Although they're all in the right, and I do enjoy their work. And also to Plod, not to Plod, he's quite confrontational as well. But, you know, it's one of those things that it really bugs me that they police on something they don't know. Okay, so, you know, and the police, in my experience, and what I can tell from what goes on with these audits, they sort of try and, you know, impose personal feelings. They don't look at what the legislation or the law is. And that's something really important to understand when you're being stopped by them. You know, if they don't know the law, then how can you police on that law?
It looks like a busy police station. There's quite a lot of cars. Busy, but you know, busy as in there's not a lot of cars, but they're probably all drinking coffee. That chap, the boarding chap, is going to check on the legislation. I did offer him I will give you the legislation. But yeah, so I'm sure he's gonna go around and find out who were harassing me. We will see. But he was right. It is a boring looking place. Look at it.
Wouldn't visit Redditch Police Station, to be fair.
I need your shoulder number. What do you mean no? I need your shoulder number.
No, give me your name and collar number, you can have it.
I need your collar number, yes.
No.
You don't want to give me your collar number?
Give me your name and date of birth, you can have it.
Right, okay. Now, as he is approached a member of the public, he has to provide his name and identification. His name and ID number, his collar number. That is part of the legislation of police officers. If you're dealing with, you are entitled to that information. Name, ID number, and police station they're based at. And there is no exceptions to this.
Give me collar number.
You don't have epilepsy showing on your...
I don't know.
How come?
I don't want to.
You don't want to carry... You don't want to identify yourself?
No. Bye-bye.
You're joking, aren't you? He doesn't have any epilepsy. I better take his body. Nobody's got any epilepsy on them. Very strange. Hi, officer. I'll take your shoulder. Sergeant. Are you sergeant? No, oh, sorry.
Oh, hey, Lee. Are you being rude enough to listen to my conversation?
I just need to ask you a question.
Question.
I'm trying to get that guy's shoulder number. He doesn't want to give it to me.
Why do you want it?
Because
Should be on his uniform.
he made contact with me.
But, you know,
Can I get your shoulder number?
if you can see it, of course you can.
I can't see it though.
Okay, well, let me go and have a chat to him and see what's going on.
Right, so in this particular incident, now I would start to be worried if I was AB, because there's something clearly going on. Yeah, the arrogance of the officer in the police car, Kilo Romeo 16 Oscar Zulu uniform. It doesn't want to communicate, doesn't want to identify, which he has to, by the way, and simply saying, I'm not. AB hasn't been aggressive, hasn't been rude, but now they don't like how he's treating them because he doesn't want to hand over his personal information. Remember, that information is to you. They wouldn't hand over theirs. They wouldn't give their name, age, date of birth, inside shoe, leg measurement, whatever. So why give it to them? Unless you're reasonably suspected of committing a crime or about to.
What section were you using? 44? Section 44 of the...
44 is doesn't exist anymore.
Whatever.
Honestly.
Now, the arrogance of that officer pisses me off. Whatever. Listen, you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. Okay? So, pretty boy, park it in the car and fuck off. That's how I feel about it. And I'm becoming upset for AB. Whatever. The arrogance, sheer arrogance of that officer is unbelievable.
It doesn't. No, but I'm just saying section 44 doesn't exist anymore. I think you're looking at 43. You need to have your shoulder number.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You need to show your shoulder number.
I'm not talking to you. You're really boring, mate.
You're very rude, my friend.
See, I want to just look at the scene you're looking at there. 3 out of the 4 officers have epaulets showing. 3 of them. 1 of them does not. So he cannot be properly identified as an officer of the law. So that's exactly what I would tell him. Until you display your credentials, I'm not talking to you, and I won't sit there and heed any of your advice.
It's section 43. And you need to have reasonable grounds, which you don't. Okay. I still need your shoulder numbers.
As I said, I'll tell you my shoulder number if you tell me your name and address.
Yeah, but I'm not required to give you that, but you are required.
No, I'm
yes,
not.
you are. You'll find it under
Section what the made up at.
the
Yeah.
code of practice.
Oh, here we go.
I'll tell you what, give me a second, I'll get Blackstone's then. Because that's the bit all
Is that really true?
On the police,
You got it on, yeah?
police code of practice, you have to identify yourself. Hey guys, I'm only filming, I'm not doing anything. I'm trying to identify this guy.
Just get out the road. Just for your safety. For your safety, just get out the road.
What about your safety?
Yeah, but I'm responsible for my own safety. But
So
I'm
am I.
responsible for yours.
No, I'm responsible for my own safety. I just need to get a shoulder number. She's worried about my own safety. We're still Googling the act. Are they Googling the act? I did tell them I will give them the act.
Let's say that.
Are we Googling the act?
No, we're checking our book.
Your book? What, section 43 of Terrorism Act? So where are you guys checking?
Different section.
Different section? For what?
Let's have a little read. That's all.
Alright, so I'm gonna go...
You've come out today to film the police station?
Nothing, honestly, I just came out
Yeah.
to basically gather matters of public interest.
What would they be?
Just like to poor lady, like filming in public,
Okay.
just showing out to the public that we can film in public. When we stand on public, we can film anything. And just to see if the police respect our right to film in public. That's it.
Okay, but at the moment you're filming the police station.
Yeah, it's fine. We can do that. The public can do
We'll
that.
find out whether you can or not.
We can. It's just
Okay, well we'll check. We'll check.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not being patronising to you.
The bit that really annoys me about this whole thing is these are police officers. Obviously, you know, they're seasoned police officers. Maybe one, I think this one isn't. They should know about public photography law. They really should. You know, if the Google car can drive past and take a picture of the building, and the Google satellites can fly over the top, and take pictures of the entire yard, then what difference does it make? What real difference does it make? You can, from the Google camera, see pretty much every security camera there is. This is actually something what auditors do to test the reaction of the officers because, after all, makes great video.
Or anything. Just think about it in a logical way, yeah? You know police stations?
Well, we'll check.
Sorry, you know police stations, right? They are paid by the public.
Yes.
And I'm a member of the public, standing on public land. So, logically, I can film it, right?
Maybe we'll check the book.
I know I can come in as well and film it. Yeah? I'm just trying to explain it to you. I'm not trying... What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to teach, like, the public and the police to that we are able to do this?
Section 43 of the Terrorism Act
Yeah.
provides you a power to perform a stop search on this gentleman if you reasonably suspect.
If you reasonably suspect.
The person may be a terrorist or a Now, if you're truthful, I'd advise that recording a police station constitutes a podcast file of response to a
Yeah, I'm not that.
I want you to listen very carefully to what my colleague's going to say, sir.
I don't like being surrounded, so I'm going to stand here.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you stand on the pavement, you're trying to keep our distance from me as best as you can. How's that sound?
Pavement. I'll stand here. Is that okay? I just don't like being surrounded. That's all.
Now, the thing is, are you happy for me to continue calling you AB?
You can call me whatever you want.
Well, I'd like to call something you're happy with.
Before you carry on, I will ask you a question. Am I being detained?
Ashley, you remember your stop search powers?
Yeah, okay, so you are being detained for this search. Okay. So, if you want my warrant card as well, I'm more than happy to do so.
At the moment, because you stopped searching him under a terrorism offence,
Yeah.
the fact that you can give him your collar number, that's all you're required to do.
Okay.
Okay, now let's talk about that. That's bullshit. Total and utter bullshit. When you're stopped by the police, they should tell you a number of things prior to carrying out any search. If this procedure is not followed, the search is likely to have been unlawful. Officers should explicitly tell you a few things. The reasons why they want to search you and a clear explanation of the reasons for the search. What the specific legal basis is of the search, and what they actually expect to find from the search. So the object they're actually looking for. They are obliged under law to supply their name and ID number. So their epaulets. Or their warrant card if they're not in uniform. And the police station they are based at, and where and how you can access a copy of the record of stops and search. So unfortunately, the bald guy who's been very pleasant is completely wrong. And I would imagine that he would have done a lot more stop and searches than this. This is the level of arrogance that we're dealing with. Incorrect information. The search is likely to have been unlawful. And that comes from the police's own website.
Can I ask you for the grounds of the search?
Okay, the grounds for this search, sir. I'm going to step in, Ashley, because I think it'll be a lot easier. Okay, the grounds for this search is I've seen you walking up here recording the police station.
Is that illegal?
Which is illegal.
Okay, and I've asked you about it.
And I've told
me
you.
It's in a matter of public interest.
I said,
which at the moment,
yes,
in the current climate, you've asked me a question. I've been good enough every chance, AB, that every time you've spoken, I've not interrupted and I've given you the honour of speaking, and I've paid attention to what you've said and I've spoken to you and I've treated you with respect and courtesy. So I'd like it if you did the same with me and interrupt me while I was talking.
Well, I will speak at the same time.
Are you happy
Not
with
at the same
that?
time, yeah. Well, I will speak after you
Right,
speak.
You can speak.
Okay.
But if you want me to treat you with the same respect, that's what I would like from you. Okay?
You need to remember,
Now,
I'm not paid to respect you though.
No?
But carry on, carry on.
Okay. So the grounds for this are, I've asked you what you're doing, you've told me it's in a matter of public interest, which I don't think it is at the moment, and I'm quite nervous and worried that you might be doing something called reconnaissance or hostile reconnaissance to maybe perform an attack on this police station for some reason, which would be an act of terrorism, which gives me a grounds to suspect under section 43 of the Terrorism Act to stop search you for articles to see whether you are in fact a terrorist or not, or if you have anything that might be used to plan an attack on the station. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay, now my collar number is 20349. As this is a terrorism-based stop search, that's the only information I need to give you about myself, because you can get further information as deemed fit through the police. Okay?
Are you the searching officer?
Once again, bullshit. I suggest, officer, that you go back and read your own policies. You've done everything up to the name and ID number and police station. If you are ever searched, you must get this information and remind officers that it is likely to have been unlawful, the search, if you refuse to provide such information. You know, why do they want to do it? What's the specific legal basis? What are they expecting to find? Name and ID or warrant card if they're not actually in uniform. Police station they're located at, and where you can get a copy of the record.
Officer.
I am going to be the searching officer, sir.
Okay, and you is that the only grounds that you need?
That's the grounds that I've given you.
That's the only grounds you need?
My collar number, and I'm based at...
I'm not going to be hostile. You don't need it. You don't. Ask him to not, please.
Okay, my collar
Ask
number is
him.
2034. I'm based at Bromsgrove Police Station. Please don't resist my colleague.
Cops.
Okay, so what's actually happened now? They've done the search. AB was searched for quite a while. It's been deemed, obviously, that there's nothing that they can do. There's nothing that they can say. He's already given an account of what he's doing, and this is what's happening afterwards. Now, you can imagine that his rights have been infringed. An unlawful search has just been carried out, in my opinion, and he hasn't given the correct information, the officer, so it's unlawful from that, but he doesn't have reasonable grounds. Public photography is not a crime. That does not give you reasonable grounds. I can stand outside Buckingham Palace and record it all day, and the king can't do shit about it.
Why are you not giving me money? He needs to give me his number.
I didn't search you.
You put me in cuffs, you tyrant! What is wrong with this guy? Why is he not giving me his number?
Sir, you're no longer detained under the Terrorism Act, okay?
I need the sergeant.
If you want to wait at the front counter, you can speak to her.
I need his number.
Sir, if you want to speak to the sergeant, wait at the front counter. Okay? I'm not telling you can't have the sergeant. I'm not telling you she won't see you. I'm telling you if you want to speak to her, you'll need to wait at the front counter.
Which way is the front counter?
If you walk around this door, but you would know that from Google. If you'd like to walk around this door...
Stop being...
I'm not being anything.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
trying to be helpful.
No, you are. You're a public servant, act like one.
Sorry?
I'm not talking to you anymore.
No problem. Can you check his ticket? Oh, sorry, his receipt of the stop search. Thank you very much.
You guys are pathetic, all of you.
There is your camera, please.
Where's my camera? You can eat it if you like. You are unbelievable. Why did you do that? You should just carry it on your way.
I should have carried on my way rather than my job, but
There's nothing
I'm
you
not
can
going
do.
to converse.
There's nothing you can do about it. I will continue recording.
Thank you very much, sir.
And now we go inside.
Goodbye.
Tyrants.
So obviously, quite clearly, AB's upset now.
My God. Look what he done to me, man.
I mean, I go over this quite a bit, okay? I really do go over this quite a bit. If the search is deemed unlawful, then the act of handcuffs and the manipulation of handcuffs that breaks the skin or damages the skin could be actually classed as a common assault. So if I was AB in this particular situation, I would be going in demanding to see a sergeant. I've just been assaulted by a police officer. I've been illegally detained and unlawfully searched. And if someone doesn't come down here now, I'm going to stand outside the police station's back gate where everybody's coming in and out, and I'm going to film all day long. Because I'm going to exercise my right to film in a public place, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. And I don't care how uncomfortable I make you feel. I really don't. So you've got the easy ways to send them down, send the sergeant down, the inspector, whoever, to come and talk to me, because I want to make a formal complaint. Otherwise, I'm going to make it as uncomfortable for you guys, and guess what I'm going to do tomorrow?
The front counter. Where is the front counter? Yeah. I need to see the sergeant or somebody in charge.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, what it's regarding.
Just handcuffed just outside just now by 5 of your officers. They just put me in cuffs. Yeah.
Right.
What's happening to my hand? They just stopped me from doing what I was doing for no reason at all. So I need whoever's in charge of the shift or whatever you want to call them.
Is it to make a complaint?
To make a complaint?
Yeah.
Yes, I need to ID the person as well.
What's your name, sorry?
You don't need my name at the moment.
I just need to ask the sergeant to come and speak to you so we can give
Yeah, I need the sergeant. Just tell him I'm
Is that something that the police have just given you?
yes.
Can I have a look at it?
Of course you can.
Right, so it's a stop search that's been done.
An unlawful stop search.
Okay, you want to take a seat?
I will take a seat. Thank you. Oh, hello. Yeah.
I've just had a chat with the sergeant.
Yeah.
She's advised that we need to record it online.
Record what online?
Thanks to front counter.
You don't.
No.
I need a shoulder number of one of the officers. He refused to give it.
Shoulder numbers on that stop search.
No, there's one officer that put me in cuffs.
So this stop search.
Okay, so as we can see, anybody guys want to comment below, contact West Mercia Police, contact Redditch Police, find out who the name of this guy is and his shoulder number. Feel free, put it below, and I hopefully AB will see it and be able to find it if he hasn't already got it. This is, I mean, it's very, very strange. It's very, very unacceptable and certainly unprofessional of this officer, and he needs retraining. It really does need retraining. He needs to take his arrogance so far from up his arse you don't know where his arse and his feet begin. Because it just thinks that he's a bully. And this is what we're trying to weed out. I mean, we've just got rid of Dominic Raab because he's a bully. So you, sir, are next. I don't think that this world has a place for you. Now, in all due respect to the first officer, the bald guy with the goatee, he was actually very, very polite until it was time not to be polite. He had every piece of information, though, but he didn't like what he wasn't getting. AB's real name. This guy failed to identify. This guy has committed a common assault, in my opinion. And this guy needs retraining and probably taken off the force.
Document you've got here.
Yeah.
Will have all the details.
It doesn't.
When you make a complaint online,
Yeah.
put those details in. It'll be recorded on our system.
Okay. If I show you the face of the person that put me in cuffs, would you be able to identify his shoulder number?
I possibly wouldn't because we have a lot of officers here. If you make a complaint online and provide that information that's on your stop search document,
Yeah.
they'll be able to pull that out of our system.
Okay. Is that normal? Officers don't identify themselves? Is that normal?
But did you ask them at the time when they were there? You've got the document. It says on there the document.
Yeah, that's one of the officers. That's one. Officer caller number. That's one of them. But one of them put me in cuffs for like a good 30 minutes. And all I ask him, he doesn't have it on display. And I asked for it, he doesn't want to give it.
Is it a tall chap?
No, he's actually a short little bully boy.
Right, okay. I wouldn't know. So you'd need to make a complaint online and I can give you the information of where you can...
Well, I'm sure if I show you his face, you will give me his number, no?
I wouldn't be able to confirm which officer it was.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to actually stop it there. So obviously he wants to make a complaint. Birds of a feather flock together. Okay, she's not going to hand over the information of that. So, you know, you could end up, if you went down to the letters of the law, you can conspiring to pervert the course of justice comes in here. You know, half the police station would end up in court. But it just comes to a point where it drives you absolutely insane, where arrogant members of the police force do damage to those that really stand up and do what is right. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my criticisms and critique of it. Once again, big, massive thank you to AB. Shame, Redditch Police. I certainly would be supporting AB in a potential litigation against the guys over there, especially, and I would like to ask that officer, or certainly West Mercia Police, if they believe that officer's actions are actually appropriate. Anyway, guys, don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you again on the next one. Bye for now.